Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Wednesday. This is the Woo Report, episode 120. I am your host, Sam Woo, coming to you live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Hello, everyone. It was a little tough getting up this morning, but it's a new day. Tonight we have the State of the Fan address at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Nick Villano and I will talk all things New Jersey Devils. That hasn't changed. Great podcast. Hello, everyone. So, the Devils had practice at noon. Happy Devils birthday to Dawson Mercer, no longer a teenager, soon to be the face of the franchise, like Nico Hischier or Jack Hughes. Boy, has he blossomed. And it has no quit. They try to rough him up. The Calgary Flames try to rough him up yesterday. But he stood his ground, and I think that's worth noting. Meow, meow. Today, the Devils had practice. Some of the line combinations. Zacha, Hischier, Tatar. Tatar going on the first line. Sharon Govich, McLeod, Vesey. Bratt, Mercer, Janssen. Kuokkanen, Gauthier, and Studenic. The pairings go back to what they were. Ryan Graves, Dougie Hamilton, Ty Smith, Damon Severson, Siegenthaler, Subban, Gearston, and Yaros to round out the fourth pairing. The Devils take on the Pittsburgh Penguins in Pittsburgh. Devils' first road game of the season. Devils are now 3-2, coming off of a 5-game homestand, starting the season 5 games at home. I'll tell you what, Devils are 3-2, even though it doesn't feel right, and it still feels confused that this Devils team is any good. But I think they're better than last year. No, I don't just think. I know they're better than the team last year. They are progressing. They tried to fight back. They did not give up. But that penalty kill is just absolutely killing them, giving up 2 out of 3 chances against the Calgary Flames. That 5th goal by Tkachuk, guy was wide open, begging for the puck. All the Devils players alongside the board, out of position. And I think that was a big difference in the game. Made the score, 5-1. And, again, the Devils need to fix that. I feel like I'm repeating myself all the time, but they really need to fix the penalty kill. And it's going to take more than just beef. It's going to take a team effort because this is not sustainable if you want to be a playoff team or a playoff contender, or battling for the Stanley Cup. I mean, you got to get the basics down. You got to kill off these penalties. And I think it's more than just goaltending. Nico Dawes, you really can't blame him. And, right now, it didn't matter. Last night, it didn't matter who was in net. The Devils played terribly defensively. They only played 40 minutes of hockey last night, as far as I'm concerned. And that's that. So, the Devils are preparing for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Should be interesting how they how they do in their first road game, how they respond against the Penguins. Also, this Saturday, I may be doing a live game day live at a different restaurant location since we're on the road. We'll keep you updated. Maybe we'll know officially by tomorrow. Vinny Parisi and I doing game day live, and obviously Scotty and I, Scotty is SiriusXM Liquid Metal, will be doing Devils After Dark both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, I'll be back at Taj Lounge 973 when the BJ's coming to town. That should be good. All right, so a little commentary, a little grievance that I have. Grievance. What kind of grievance do I have on Dawson Mercer's birthday? Well, you want to talk about how out of touch the New Jersey Devils are with some of their fan issues. As you may know, Xfinity and MSG Networks have not signed a deal yet. Devils fans are finding alternatives to get their Devils hockey. A lot of them come to our podcasts as well because they're simply not getting the Devils games at home. There are people out there that are illegally getting it, which they shouldn't have to be forced to do that. Listen to me carefully, New Jersey Devils marketing, the email blast that you sent today. You shouldn't be forced to do that. And here's why. Here's my grievance and gripe. Email blast, 12:01 p.m. to my email box. The subject says, "Don't miss a Devils game on MSG Networks. Switch to Verizon Fios today!" Exclamation point. Okay. Let me read this. It says, "We apologize if you are unable to watch New Jersey Devils on MSG Networks. I love Erica. I love Bryce. I love Kanji. I love Dano. I love the whole team there. Roland, everybody. I don't know Roland, but they always mention him, so I figured I like him too. Think he's the producer. If you're not already a Verizon Fios subscriber, switch to Verizon Fios now to see your favorite teams on MSG Networks all season long. Get Fios today and don't miss a game. Plus, get up to $400 when you switch. Click here for more info. We appreciate your interest in live game coverage on MSG Networks and look forward to an exciting 2021-22 season that we don't want you to miss. Signed, MSG Networks." Let me just tell you how out of touch these executives are. I don't know why the Devils would put, under their name this email. If you haven't heard, New Jersey has telecom territorial rights, meaning certain areas, and this is archaic. I'm not making this stuff up. It's not like any of us can switch to Fios just like that. Okay? In my area, I only have Xfinity and CenturyLink. There is no Fios because Fios is not legally allowed to have services in my respective territory. I hate it when people say, "Oh, just switch to Fios," or, "Oh, you just switch to this." Like it's even allowed. It's a monopoly. It's something that should be taken. If you want to make a real impact, MSG Networks, the executives at Optimum or Cablevision or whoever owns, I don't even know anymore, and New Jersey Devils, the Islanders, Rangers, the Knicks, whatever. If you want to make a real impact and get the leverage, use all your money and your political power and tell New Jersey to stop with this archaic territorial rights that telecoms have. Some are just Sprint only. Some are just, you only got Optimum. Billy Dean, Hockey on Tap, complained. He moved. He went to a FiOS area to an area that has both FiOS and Optimum. But because of that archaic law and the line, he is literally 1,000 feet away from a FiOS service, but he can't because of these territorial rights, archaic laws that New Jersey has that was probably made up, drafted in the 1950s. It's not like we can really switch. The only way I could switch is if I actually sell my house and move to a FiOS territory. So don't tell me to switch. You could go to DirecTV, possibly. That's one option. But some places don't allow you to have a dish. You could also maybe do some of the online streaming like Fubo and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Okay, I don't keep track of where MSG Networks is. Okay? But that's just my pet peeve. It's not like any of us can switch to FiOS on a dime. I complain about my Comcast internet all the time with this podcast. It just seems like they've always had problems, all these monopolies. And again, I want to talk Devils hockey, but this is a Devils fan issue. I feel sorry for the Xfinity customers that pay a boatload and they can't even get the Devils on their TV or streaming. I feel really bad, and you shouldn't have to suffer, and these corporate conglomerates can't get it right. They're too big for their own good. Quite frankly, I think they all suck. Their internet sucks. The cable packages suck. Then they just bundle it and give you a voice phone, which you don't even need. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But when I got that email blast, it set me off because it's like, don't you know that we can't easily switch? That it's a monopoly? If you really want to make a difference, and I'm talking to the New Jersey Devils, I'm talking to MSG Networks and FiOS, if you want to make a real difference, tell New Jersey, tell Trenton to get rid of these archaic laws and spur up competition so we can actually have access to these services. So when you guys are bickering about money or how much you charge subscribers and whatever, like that Xfinity MSG Networks thing, why don't you do yourselves a favor and, maybe change this first. That will get things going. Trust me. That will get things going. But again, what do I know? I'm just a Devils fan, right? All right, enough of that beef that I have with telecoms and whatever. Look, in full disclosure, I have Comcast internet, but I actually had the DirecTV app. So I'm not affected, but I feel bad for the ones that don't have that option or whatnot, because you should be able to watch your New Jersey Devils at your leisure at any time, as long as you're paying for it, I guess, because it's on cable. I don't know. But I just did not like that email coming from the New Jersey Devils about that. I'm sure they're just didn't think it through, but it's not like we can just really switch. And it just teases you that people that are in the FiOS area has access. Like, what do you want me to do? The only thing you could do really is go to a bar at that point. Anyway. All right. Well, enough of that. Happy birthday to Dawson Mercer. Hopefully the Devils will regroup. 4 goaltenders were practicing, I believe, today, so that's good. Mac Black is getting better. Hopefully that heel is getting better. He seems to be getting better. Nico Dawes. Hey, you know what? Nico, you got a future with this franchise. I won't worry about it. It was nice to see your teammates at least acknowledge after, you got pulled. It's not your fault. They hung you out to dry. They need to work on the defense a little bit more. Not Nico Dawes' fault, but Devils have a big game against Pittsburgh this Saturday, and the BJs are good. The Columbus Blue Jackets coming to the Prudential Center on Sunday as we wait for these games to begin. Also, State of the Fan address tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, where you can find our our social media pages. Oh, don't you worry. We won't pull the plug on you. We're not going to get in fights with Xfinity. We're not going to get in fights with MSG Networks or Fios, whatever. We just do our thing on the internet. And hopefully that doesn't become a problem. I want to thank all those for watching, listening right now. Podcast will be dropped in 20 minutes for your afternoon drive. 10-2 on the wheel. Please drive safely. That was a bad storm yesterday. This is the Woo Report. Let's go Devils. See you at 8:30 p.m. tonight.